Hello lovers and friends, a warm welcome to Financial Freedom with Honeybee. My name is Malonda Hanabe, and on today's episode we're going to look at the two-pot retirement system that will be adopted in South Africa from the 1st of September 2024, right? So if you are new in my channel, please note that I am taking you guys through my personal journey to financial freedom. So I would like for you to be part of it by liking, subscribing, and also by commenting into my videos so that we can have conversation about these topics and help each other grow and to reach that financial freedom quicker. Also note that anything that I say in my channel doesn't constitute financial advice. If you are looking for the services of a financial advisor, please be in contact with a registered financial advisor, right? So I'm not going to take too much of your time. We're just going to get right into today's episode. So the two-pot system will be adopted in South Africa from the 1st of September 2024. So how it will work is that your retirement contribution, it will be split into two. So what they're going to do is you're going to have a retirement pot where 2/3 of your contribution will be saved in this pot, and then 1/3 it will be saved into the second pot, which is called the savings pot. So for instance, if you were contributing 900 rand towards your retirement, they're going to take 600 rand and put it under the retirement pot, and take the balance, which will be 300 rand, and put it under the savings pot. So how the retirement pot works is that you won't be able to access that money until you reach the retirement age. So the retirement age in South Africa starts from 55 years old. So until you reach 55 years old, you're not going to have access to that money. And also once you reach that 55 years old, you won't be able to take this money as a lump sum. So you can take this money and go and buy a retirement product that will give you a monthly income. So you won't be able to go and take whatever balance that is there as a lump sum, right? So this is the retirement pot. Then the savings pot, the 1/3 of your contribution, it will go into this pot. So from this pot, you will be able to withdraw once per tax year, right? So the tax year in South Africa starts from the 1st of March to the end of Feb. So you will be able to withdraw money from your savings pot once a year. But this money, you have to pay administration fee and also tax on the money that you are taking out, and the tax that you're going to be paying is based on your marginal tax rate. So whatever tax bracket that this money you are taking will make you fall under, you'll pay tax on it on that tax bracket, right? And also what's important is if you do not take any money from your savings pot, this money will be available to you at retirement as a lump sum. But you can also use it to buy the retirement product if you don't want to take a lump sum, but this money will be available to you as a lump sum. So what they're going to do with the money that you've been contributing towards retirement before now or before the 1st of September is that money, they're going to open the third pot for you called the vested pot. So in the vested pot, they're only going to withdraw 10% of the money that you have there, which will be kept at 30,000 rand. So for instance, if you have more than 300,000 saved towards your retirement by the 1st of September, they're only going to take 30,000 rand and put it into your savings pot as a opening balance. So this money, you can be able to access it from the 1st of September. So if you've got less than 300,000 on your vested pot or on the money that you've been contributing towards your retirement, they're only going to take the 10%. So whatever that 10% is, they're going to be taking that 10% and put it as an opening balance that will be accessible to you from the 1st of September 2024 if you want to withdraw. But you don't really need to withdraw, or you don't have to withdraw if you don't want to, right? So they're just going to take that money and put it as an opening balance for your savings pot, right? So all the contribution that you're going to be contributing to from the 1st of September, then they will be split into those two pots going forward. So on your vested pot, they're only going to put the money that you've already saved. So they're not going to put any more contribution into the vested pot. So it will be that money that you were contributing before the 1st of September. So looking at the advantages and disadvantages of this system, I only found 2 advantages, right? So if you found more than 2 advantages, please share with me in the comments below, and for other people to be able to see some advantages that you've identified. So the advantages that I have identified is only two, and the first one is that you no longer need to quit your job to be able to access your retirement fund, right? So you no longer need to quit your job, because we know there's people that used to quit their job so that they can get their retirement money and go and use it. So now you no longer need to quit your job. You can just access your savings pot once per tax year. And then the second advantage is that everyone at the retirement will be able to have money. I've known a lot of people that at retirement they didn't have any money, or they had money and then they blew it within 2 years, or they blew it in a very short period of time, and go and now start to need money, or go and apply for old age grant. So now everyone at retirement will have money, and that money, it will be given to you in monthly income. So you will no longer get that money in a lump sum, right? So that's another advantage of this system, that people who don't have discipline, they'll be taken care of at retirement, right? So the disadvantages of this system that I foresee, the first one is, for instance, if you are retrenched or you lose your job and you've used all the money on your savings pot, and you struggle to get a job in a let's say you struggle to get a job a little bit, you won't be able to get money from your retirement pot. And this means that you will struggle once there's money for you that is saved, that is only waiting for you to reach the retirement age, right? So this is a disadvantage, that you'll struggle while there's money saved for your retirement age, right? The second disadvantage is you will be missing out on compound interest. So with compound interest, we know that when you have money invested, the whatever gains or whatever interest that your investment is yielding, those gains over time, they also give you more gains, right? So you'll be missing out on the more gains that you would have been making if you were leaving that money under your savings pot. So you'll be losing out on compound interest. Another disadvantage that I foresee with this system is that a lot of people that are not disciplined, they won't see the need to save for their emergencies. So they will likely use this as an emergency fund for their emergencies. So this is a disadvantage, because we want to build that discipline to be able to save for ourselves for emergencies, so that when emergencies occurs, we are ready for those, or we are better prepared for the emergencies. So yeah, that's another disadvantage that I foresee with this system. And then another disadvantage is that you are likely to pay less tax at retirement than you are while you are working, right? So you'll be losing more money on interest, and also on the money that you are paying as an administration fee. So for me, you will be donating more money to the government, right? So that's what I foresee as a disadvantage of this system. So looking at, or in summary, you won't be able to access this money until you retire, and you can be able to access your savings pot once per tax year. The advantages that comes with this system is that you don't need to quit your job to be able to access money into your retirement, and that everyone will be able to have money for retirement. The disadvantages is that you'll be missing out on the compound, or the power of compound interest. You won't have the discipline to put or to save for your emergencies, and you'll be donating more money by paying a hefty tax and administration fee for accessing your money, right? So these are some of the advantages and the disadvantages I foresee with the system. So if you are 55 years old by the 1st of March, or if you are 55 years old by the 1st of March, your contribution, if you don't want to be part of this two-pot system, you won't need to be. So you just have to keep quiet and not do anything. But if you want to be part of this two-pot system and you are 55 at the age of or on the 1st of March, you can now contact your pension fund administrator and let them know that you want to be part of the two-pot system, so that they can put you on the two-pot system. So they're giving you 1 year from the 1st of September 2024 to the 1st of September 2025 to make a decision if you want to be part of the two-pot system or not. If you don't want to be part of the two-pot system, you just keep quiet. If you want to be part of the two-pot system, you just have to call your fund administrator to be part, or to tell them that you want to be included in this two-pot system, right? So for myself, will I be withdrawing? No, I won't be withdrawing from my savings pot. And if I do withdraw, I'll come back and let you know. And my reason is that I don't want to miss out on the compound interest. I don't want to basically go back in the discipline that I'm trying to build by having my own emergency fund saved. So I'm not going to, and also I'm trying to build a tax-free wealth. So I want to pay as less tax as possible from the wealth that I'm building. So because I know I'm likely to pay more tax now than at retirement, I'm not going to tap into my savings pot. And another reason is that I'm using my retirement as a way of estate planning, right? So I'm using my retirement as a way of estate planning. For those who don't know, estate planning is when you die. Let's say I die before I retire. I don't want to have more money under savings or under my estate because retirement is not part of your estate. So I want to have more money on my estate than having more money under my name, because the money that I'll have under my name is subject to estate duty and lawyer fees, right? So if I've got more money on retirement fund, this retirement fund is not subject to lawyer fees, right? So for that reason, I am not going to withdraw from my savings pot, right? So I'm going to keep that money as a way of estate planning. I'm gonna make more videos about estate planning in the future so that you know the things that I'm doing with estate planning, because I do not want to pay more money towards lawyers, or I do not want to donate more money that could be used to pay my beneficiaries by not having a good estate plan for the things that I have, right? So I'm going to share more things about that, but today it was about the two-pot system. So just a recap: the money that will be on the retirement pot, you're not going to access that. Even when you access it at retirement, which is from 55 years old, you're not going to get that money as a lump sum. You're going to get that money as a monthly income. And then the savings pot, that money you can be able to get it as a lump sum at retirement. The vested pot, you can get it as a lump sum at retirement, and this vested pot, it will follows the current laws of investment of retirement. So all the laws that apply currently on retirement, those will apply for your vested pot. So if you change jobs and you want to take money from your vested pot, you can do that, but it's not advisable because you might not have enough money at retirement, right? Another thing that I want to mention is that for people who are married in community of property, if you do divorce, I don't want you guys to divorce, but I'm giving you this information so that you know, if you do divorce, your spouse will be able to claim from all the pots that you have. They'll be able to claim from your vested pot, your retirement pot, and your savings pot. And then if you are married out of community without accrual is clear, nobody gets anything from anyone. But if it's with accrual and you guys have included your retirement contribution or your retirement as part of the accrual system of your marriage, you'll be able to share depending on who has the most estate. So whoever has less estate can come and claim from the one who has more estate, right? So those are some of the information that you need to know. And yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to share in this video. I love you lots. I will see you guys on the next video.